Well, the next chart that we would like to look on, talking technical, is Bitcoin, of course. I mean, this is now the new flavor of not the month, the year, the month, whatever, the week. It is, they say that's the new thing in life. So let's have a look here. And I know a lot of people made a lot of money out of it, especially when Bitcoin, and remember this is a monthly chart. There you are. When that level broke there, I mean, that was around 14,600. It rallied all the way above 60,000. And I hope that a lot of people that were in Bitcoin then smiled all the way to the bank. If I look at the chart at the moment, what do I see? And I know everybody is just believing that Bitcoin can just go up. But I'm a little bit nervous because Bitcoin is starting to show a very interesting trend. Now, you guys will know that I'm showing this. I'm showing a beautiful ascending channel. Now, an ascending channel, the problem with an ascending channel is that it is a warning formation unless you find the bounce from the support line. There you are. What happened? It came back, it found support, it rallied beautifully up to the resistance line, it came back, it found support again, it gave us a beautiful bounce. Now we're flirting again, not far away from this support line. Now, where's the support line waiting? This support line sits at 40,200. Now, that's the big thing. If Bitcoin on a monthly basis starts to consolidate below 40,200, what can we see? What is the target of a ascending channel? Remember, this is a warning formation. Unless it bounces from the support, it will project down here. And where's the projection? Let's just show you. I take it down there, all the way to that strong level. So just be a little bit careful to say to yourself that Bitcoin can just go up. Now, the big thing with Bitcoin, if it's above 40,200, you can remain bullish. And if you buy it there, make use of a stop loss of 38,420. And hopefully it will go back all the way. I see some guys are talking 65,000, even 70,000. Last year somebody talked about 100,000. Now it's now at 42,000. So just be careful if it drops below that, because don't believe this chart, because this chart, and we've seen over the years that some of these charts that we say will never work out, does work out, and then it can go back to 14,616. Well, the next chart is IBM, and the reason why I'm showing IBM, because it's not one of those top technology counters, but that also tells you in the NASDAQ that some counters are close to its all-time highs. Some of the old players in this index, like IBM, is not close to an all-time high. And in actual fact, it is from a high in 2015 from $200 all the way down to 2020, $105, and it's starting to recover. But what I don't like about the chart is the following. There you are. There's another head and shoulder formation here. I just want to draw that incorrectly. Sorry, there you are. There you are. All right, there's your left shoulder. There's your head. And we're working on the right shoulder. Of course, first thing, it needs to break above $134. Wipe this head and shoulder formation off the table. Because if it breaks below this support line, 120, where can it take it to? It can take it down all the way. I just want to do the projection there. There's the projection. It can take it down all the way down to 93. But on the other hand, some of the other NASDAQ shares performed beautifully, and IBM is actually struggling. So let's have a look here. Let's do that. And there's the interesting part. It can maybe be that we are sitting here with a beautiful descending channel. In actual fact, not a descending channel, but rather a falling wedge. There you are. There's the falling wedge. Beautiful pattern here. And maybe while we're on that, maybe just show you, you can maybe get overshoot. There's a resistance line. It shot above that, came back, shot above that, and there's also a few false breaks. The big thing here with the falling wedge, and now it's for you to decide. If you like IBM, you will look at the falling wedge, and if you don't like IBM, you will look at the head and shoulder. And where's the level? If it breaks above 129.80, we can easily see this formation take it all the way up to 167. I'm just a little bit nervous. If I look at that NASDAQ chart and that breaks down after that massive rally, for me personally on IBM, I'll be a little bit worried, because if the NASDAQ comes down, I do not believe that IBM will just work against the trend, unless fundamentally starting to change, things are starting to change fundamentally with IBM. Because then what you sometimes see, that these winners or new winners to be works against the trend, starting to recover, don't go fast and furious to the upside, but it works and grinds itself higher as the index comes down, and that's usually the pattern to follow for the next winner for the few years to come. So to make up your mind, it's your choice. Well, let's have a look at the Nike chart. And the reason why I want to look at the Nike chart is it's quite simple. Remember the retailers in America, they had plenty cash and they could buy whatever they want to buy because they were given free cash. The interest rates were low. Everybody just went out to spend. And of course, Nike was one of those companies that benefited a lot. But what do I see here? This is a beautiful example of a double top. And remember, this is a monthly chart. And the unfortunate thing, this double top already came into play because it broke this support. This was a crucial support. There's the level. It broke this level of 144.50. Now, while it was breaking that, it easily gives us a projection to the downside. There you are. If this double top is going to play out, where can it take it to? It's almost there. It can maybe take it to 124.29, but I want to show you something else. Look at this. This is a beautiful, strong support line for the long term. Now, if that breaks and we see there's a waterfall formation, now usually with a waterfall formation, you will get a V reversal sometime. At the moment, there's no sign of it. And the first sign of strength will only be if this little spot 131 into a support. While it's carrying on, maybe it can hit all the way down to this support line 112.20. So that's the big support line. While we're above 112.20, the chart looks okay for the long term, but this double top scenario, and I've seen that a double top or a head and shoulder or a rising wedge or an ascending channel right at the end of a chart's life, after many years of strong rallies, that usually trigger some ugly selling. And remember, where's the support? We chatted about the NASDAQ. Real proper support for Nike is sitting at 102 and even as low as that 2020 level of 81. Scary, it is true. Next chart is Lululemon. And Lululemon is one of those charts that also presents a beautiful picture of the retail index, the retail sector. Now let's just have a look there. And what I'm worried about, I see maybe an early sign of an head and shoulder formation. There's the left shoulder, there's the head, and maybe we're working on the right shoulder. Now if I do this, I can maybe see already that the neckline is starting to come into play. There you are. And where's the neckline sitting? The neckline sits at 323. And I hope you pick up a few things tonight. There's not a lot of buying signals tonight. It all warns on the monthly charts. And I have seen that if a monthly chart starts to warn or tell you something, then you must know that some of the bigger players in the market is starting to become very, very nervous. If a monthly chart tells you that something's on the go and it wants to go higher, then maybe you must take note of that. If you look at this Lululemon chart, it can easily, if this head and shoulder plays out, it can take the chart down all the way down to 209. So for me, not a place to buy. I will sit on the sidelines. Unless you're a momentum trader, above 379, you will say the head and shoulder formation has been wiped off the table and it can go higher. Let us look at the Bank of America chart. I mean, all the banks benefited. Even one of my fund managers phoned me on during the week, and he said to me, listen, Frans, I'm just a little bit worried about my shares, banking shares in South Africa, because it looked like they're getting tired. And immediately I thought, maybe we must just look for this show. We must look at some of the American banks, because that are the big contributors to the world of bullishness, and they received a lot of free cash and a lot of free interest, or almost you can say free or zero interest. What do I see here? There was the rally from 2020, from $20 all the way up to $50. It was higher lows right through the top, and suddenly we see a high, lower high, another lower high, and then a lower low, and that is negative. Now, if you look at that, while we're below that line there, there's the one line, and there's the other one. While we're below that, there's just no way that I will become positive about it. And on the other hand, let's have a look at this chart. There was the beautiful strong rally with the waterfall formation. Sorry, not the waterfall, the lamp-hole formation. And now suddenly we see early signs of a waterfall formation. And as Christelle will rightly say in our office, look at that goodbye keys. That goodbye keys was negative. So for me, guys, personally, while we're below $44 and below $42.80, and maybe we're going to head to this level of $38, I will not touch a bank in America, because this chart on a monthly basis tells me that it wants to roll over. And usually when a chart starts to roll over, you need to become very, very, very cautious and don't put some new money in. In actual fact, if I look at all these charts that we've discussed, it's all charts telling you be careful and maybe find a new solution. But at the moment, a lot of charts are warning, and I'm a little bit nervous just to chase the money or into the market at the moment. Well, enjoy your weekend, and visit our website www.fransdeklerk.com for more info, and we will chat again.